Okay, people. Okay, here we go.
Here we go again. Give a little bit, give a little bit of your love to me. I'll give a little bit, I'll give a little bit of my love.
Okay. Desserts. Okay, this is all about desserts. The textbook they gave me, it has all kinds of strange stuff as desserts. I did not include it, but this is some of the stuff they got. And of course, you can see the homework. You can realize some of the questions, some of the desserts this Korean textbook tries to say that they are desserts. Okay, but here, what is a dessert? Tell me your opinion. What is a dessert? Okay, look it up in the dictionary. I don't know. Hey, that's a good question. That's a good exam question. Huh. Why do people eat dessert? Okay. Why do people eat dessert? When do people eat dessert? Okay. Do you eat a dessert after every meal? I don't know. Do you? And one more. What dessert goes best with what main dish? What dessert goes with what kind of meal? Okay. Cookies. Do you ever have cookies for a dessert after eating something? Do you ever have cake after eating something? Dinner, lunch. Pat bingsu. Here, this picture. There are some restaurants in Korea. They give it's available pat bingsu. This picture, this slide, you can see the lower right looks like ice. Looks like I don't know, cucumber. Looks like beans. That's a pat bingsu. If you have not tried it, it's kind of okay, pretty good. Okay, pat bingsu and cake and ice cream, brownies. What dessert goes best with what main dish? Okay, I don't know. Okay, but first things first. Okay, the word. Here's two words. They look very similar. They are pronounced. They are spoken almost the same. Almost the same. Okay, here is D-E-S-E-R-T and D-E-S-S-E-R-T. Okay, desert and dessert are not the same things. Okay, dessert. Okay, D-E-S-E-S, one S. Okay, there's two different meanings of D-E-S-E-R-T, one S. Okay, desert, desert, okay, and D-E-S-S-E-R, S2. There's two S's in desert, or dessert, okay, D-E-S-S-E-R-T, dessert, okay, D-E-S-S, there's only one pronunciation, dessert, okay, that's what you eat after dinner, okay, but D-E-S, one S-E-R-T, there is a dessert and there is a desert, okay, and they're not the same things, actually extremely different, okay. However, okay, for the reason we're doing this, okay, for the reason I'm telling you, trying to show you this. Many native English speakers will mistakenly write D-E-S-E-R-T when they need to write D-E-S-S-E-R-T. Okay? If you check out this website, Charang Girls English, okay, you can look at it, or don't, or whatever. It is one of the top misspelled words in English, okay? Desert, desert, and dessert, okay? First, consider how they are pronounced. Think about how they are pronounced. D-E-S-E-R-T, there are two pronunciations of D-E-S, one S, okay? Desert, or desert, desert. Desert has a lot of sand, okay? And dessert, dessert means something totally different, means to abandon. Your car breaks down in the middle of the highway. Are you going to stay there with your car? No, you have to go find the car repair center. Well, you desert your car. You leave your car. You abandon your car. Okay? Versus D-E-S-S-E-R-T. Two S's. Okay? Two S's. Dessert. 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 Okay? Got it? Hope so. Okay, first things first again. Two different pronunciations. There's three different meanings. Okay? But D-E-S-S, two S's. Okay, that's the one we are talking about for this video. Two S's is the only one that you eat. Okay, S-S. Okay? Down at the bottom. Okay, D-E-S-E-R-T, one S, sand. One S stands for sand. One S, you can write the word sand. Okay, but D-E-S-S-E-R-T, two S's. Well, think. One S, the first S, is the main meal. The second S is what you have after. Sweets after the main meal. Okay? Cake, ice cream, I don't know, fruit, a million different things. Okay? But what we're talking on this video, okay? D-E-S-S, two S's. Dessert is always what you eat after your main meal. Okay? S-S, the second S, think more food. Okay? S-S is what you eat. Okay? Okay? Hey, hopefully that will help. Maybe not. I don't know. Just think two S's, the second S is more food. Okay? Okay. Hopefully. Okay, here we go. This is getting into real desserts. Desserts. SS. Okay? Pies, and more pies. Okay? This is just one type of dessert. Okay? The first one here, we got Southern buttermilk pie. Okay? Southern buttermilk pie, well, it's popular in the southern United States. Okay? This is a pie that is stuffed with flavors like buttermilk, butter, egg, vanilla, and walnuts. Okay? That's the basic Southern buttermilk pie. Okay? It's just made from buttermilk, butter, eggs, vanilla, and walnuts. Okay? But there's also a dark chocolate buttermilk pie. Well, here you just add cocoa, okay, or chocolate, your choice. Okay, but it's more common just add cocoa or dark chocolate buttermilk pie. Okay? Maybe in England also, but it's mostly southern United States. Okay, USA. Okay, but here, America's favorite pie is what? Apple pie. Okay, there's a American culture saying, baseball, hot dogs, and apple pie. Okay, but that's an American deep cultural expression. Okay, when you're happy, when you talk about America, well, the basic thing, the basic culture of America is baseball, hot dogs, and apple pie. Okay, but okay, look at the regular apple pie. Well, it just has kind of like looks like a regular crust, just covers the whole thing. But there's also an old-fashioned apple pie. That's how they used to make it years and years and centuries ago. Okay, it looks like strips of dough on the top of the apple. Okay, under that crust is, of course, all kinds of apples, sliced, cooked, ta-da-da. It's baked. Yep. Okay, next looks like pumpkin pie, but it's actually sweet potato pie. Okay, pumpkin pie and sweet potato pie looks very similar. It's almost the same color, but big time different taste. Okay, sweet potato pie, it's more you eat it with whipped cream or something on top. Pumpkin pie, it's more kind of like ice cream with it. Okay, yeah. Okay, sweet potato pie and pumpkin pie is also an American favorite pie. Pumpkin pie, that's mostly American Thanksgiving. Next month, November, there is a lot of pumpkin pie. Okay, most apple pie, and down here in the corner, in the right corner, most commonly topped with ice cream. Okay, you can say almost any kind of good favorite pie. Well, just put some vanilla ice cream on top, because usually the pie is usually warm, not hot, warm, and then the ice cream slowly melts over the pie. Okay? Okay. And if you take a trip to the USA, to America, you will find, yes, almost every city, there are many pie restaurants in the USA. And of course, just as many different flavors of pie. Okay, I can take you to Cheyenne, Wyoming. I can take you to one of the best pie restaurants I've found. Cheyenne, Wyoming. Sherry's Pie Restaurant. Blah, 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 blah. One piece of pie will almost cost like $6, $7. One piece of pie. But oh, it is excellent. Excellent taste. But, okay, right here is some very common, of course, common pies. Amish shoe fly pie. Amish shoe fly pie. Okay, some people will, shoe fly pie? What? Shoe and a fly? In a pie? Nope. That's just the common name for that kind of pie. Okay, it's made with molasses and a lot of breaded on top of the pie. Okay, molasses, usually dark molasses, but you can use the regular refined molasses. But molasses and breaded is the basic material, basic ingredients. Okay, and you got the pumpkin ginger pie. Pumpkin ginger pie. Ginger, pumpkin and ginger together. Ooh, makes me hungry. Southern pecan pie. Shoe fly pie. Look at the bottom of the shoe fly pie, and look at the bottom of the southern pecan pie. It's got all kinds of goops kind of looks like jelly almost, but it's not jelly. No, just so good. Apple crumb pie. Apple, yeah, it's basically an apple pie, but on top of this apple crumb pie, well, it tastes totally different. Okay, and you got the blueberry cheese pie. Well, it's basically a cheese pie with lots of blueberry on top. But you can get some of the blueberry cheese pies that's got the blueberries all mixed in with the cheese of the pie. Okay, and another really popular cherry tart. It's just basically a cherry pie, but you can make them different, of course, again. And this is the cherry tart pie, cherry pie. That's another common. If the cherry pie is warm, you put ice cream on top of it. Usually vanilla, only vanilla ice cream, because that just, you don't want to put in all kinds of different flavors ice cream on top of the cherry. You lose the cherry taste from the ice cream. So that's why they just put vanilla ice cream. Very popular ice cream on top of warm, almost hot pie. Okay, American culture. Okay. Okay, next kind of sweet preparations. Sweet preparations are desserts. Okay, in the restaurant business, sweet preparations, you're talking about desserts. Okay, the next desserts we're talking about is puddings. Puddings, if you want. Okay, puddings are another kind of desserts. Okay, DESSERT, desserts. Okay, what you eat after the main meal. Okay, what are puddings? A sweet flavored custard-like dessert, usually made of milk, sugar, and some kind of thickening agent, such as egg yolks or egg whites. Okay, often maybe some cornstarch or a little flour. Not really both of them. Okay, that's the basic ingredients: milk, sugar, some kind of thickening agent to make it stand, pudding thick, and then the egg yolks, egg whites, cornstarch, or flour. Some puddings are part of a main dinner, but the puddings that are the main dinner course, well, they're usually warm, they're usually hot. Here is just the dessert, the cold puddings. Okay, marmalade pudding. The first one there looks like chocolate all dripping all over. That's marmalade. It's kind of like an orange, all cut up and jellied. Okay, marmalade pudding. It's pretty good, yes. Banana pudding. Banana pudding. Okay, well, there's banana pudding. And chocolate pudding. Chocolate pudding is kind of the basic pudding. Yeah, you could say custard pudding. Sometimes you put something in with the pudding, like a filling. Well, and then you put something on top, cover, like an icing. Kind of maybe caramel. I don't know. That's up to you, your imagination, your creativity. Fluffy lemon pudding. Looks like a piece of cake, but it's actually pudding because you're thickening. Okay, you're thickening the lemon with the egg yolks or egg whites or the flour or corn. Okay, and the bottom right corner, pineapple pudding. Pineapple pudding. Okay, the basic recipe for making almost any pudding. Pudding desserts here in the pink. Pudding desserts are some of the quickest and easiest to make dessert. Okay? To make a homemade chocolate pudding, well, combine the dry ingredients. The dry ingredients, it's the sugar, the cocoa powder, and the cornstarch, or the flour. Cornstarch or flour. You usually don't put both in. And number 2, pour milk into the dry ingredients and whisk. Whisk. What's a whisk? Do you remember? What is a whisk? Well, it's not a mixing spoon. Remember a couple videos ago? The whisk looks like a bunch of wires in a U loop. Okay. Number 3, bring the mixture to a low boil for 1 minute. Okay, the milk in with the sugar, in with the cocoa powder, with the cornstarch, bring it all with, you already whisked it, so you already mixed it all together. Then you, well, boil it on low for about 1 minute. Okay, and last, cool the pudding completely in the refrigerator. Well, you probably put the pudding in the refrigerator for 1 or 2 hours. And then, hey, let's eat. Okay, that's it. And here, pudding is a cooked sweet food that can be either a dessert or a savory, salty, or spicy dish that is main part of a meal. Okay, here's some warm, hot pudding that can be the main meal or part of the main meal. Some of these are common in the USA and Canada. Some of these are very common in the UK. Of course, the Yorkshire pudding, okay, in this green dish. In the green dish and in this gray pan, that's Yorkshire pudding. This is usually kind of like a side dish often with some kind of meat. Or here it looks like potato or something. But here looks like a beef or pork, okay, with rice and the Yorkshire pudding. Okay, you eat the whole thing, okay. It's kind of like a breaded thing with pudding in it. And of course it's baked. Okay, you put the pudding in the bread roll, kind of. Check it out on the internet, maybe. Yorkshire pudding is a warm, hot, maybe spicy, depends how you make it. Okay? Okay? Yeah. Okay. Okay, here's 3 more. 3 more hot meal puddings. These are common. Well, kind of. They were. Okay, the first one in the blue bowl, Hasty pudding. Hasty pudding is kind of like a mush containing cornmeal or wheat flour. Okay, probably old Europe. Okay, you don't really see it in Maine. No, I've never eaten it. Hasty pudding. Okay, an original from Europe. It is similar to a porridge or oatmeal, and it's eaten while still warm, kind of like eating oatmeal for breakfast. Well, can be breakfast, can be lunch, can be dinner, maybe. The second, the middle one, traditional British rice pudding. Rice pudding, yes, can be a cold dessert, but this one here, the British rice pudding, it's a common hot, cold winter mornings breakfast. Okay, a rice pudding. There is a dessert, good, sweet rice pudding, a dessert rice pudding. But here's the warmed, traditional British. Okay, and the last one, the third one, steak and kidney beans. Okay, steak and kidney beans. I may have seen this one before. Putting a pastry outside the lean, stewing steak and rich, thick gravy with the beans, of course. Sometimes served with greens, vegetables. Okay, greens or vegetables. Greens and Greens. What is greens? Well, cauliflower. Or, yeah, well, cauliflower is usually white. Broccoli. Broccoli is green. Okay, any kind of green leaf, vegetable. Okay, lettuce, maybe. Yeah, anything green. Asparagus. Okay, greens. Greens and vegetables might be the same. Okay, okay, got it. One more pudding. Bread pudding. Okay, this sounds kind of weird. Bread pudding, but if you have some old bread you have not used, okay, well, you can make a pudding from it. This is often made from old stale bread. Okay, bread pudding. It's popular in many countries. Okay, bread-based dessert. Not only dessert, but you can put other things in with it. You can see, usually it's more common maybe as a dessert, but, well, put a bunch of old bread, okay, put milk, put cream, put beaten eggs into it, some oil, vegetable oil, or butter, or fattening, S-U-E-T, that's fattening, fat. For sweet bread pudding, add sugar, add syrup, add some honey, or some dried fruits and nuts. Okay, good dessert, healthy dessert. Except without the oil and butter, maybe. For savory tasting bread pudding, how about cinnamon, nutmeg, or maybe vanilla? Vanilla. Okay, whatever. The bread is soaked in the liquid mixture. Okay, with all that cream, milk, the eggs, the butter, the oil. You soak the bread. Okay, then mix it a little bit. Okay, with the other ingredients, and just bake it. Okay, if you want a main meal, well, put some ham, put some bacon in with the mixture. Okay, and you got an instant quick meal. Okay, after you bake it, put some beef in it, put some ham in it, put some bacon, whatever. Okay, easy meal. Okay, okay. Questions? Does it make you hungry? And okay, here's a Italian dessert. Okay, as I go through here, I've noticed, Italy has a lot of different desserts. Okay, cannoli. This is called cannoli. This is an Italian pastry made from tube-shaped shells. Okay, looks like, well, if you think of pasta, rigatoni, I think. Rigatoni. This looks like rigatoni, I think it is. Pasta. But, well, it's not really. But tube-shaped shells of fried pastry dough filled with sweet, creamy, okay, usually ricotti. Ricotti is a cheese, Italian cheese, okay. Creamy, sweet, okay, cheese. But this ricotti is sweetened and filled with fruit jelly. Okay, jelly and jello. Jello is another dessert. Jelly is what you put on the bread sometimes, okay. They have commonly become known as, well, this is the Italian pastry, this is an Italian dessert, so, well, cannoli, Siciliani, okay. Look at the pictures. The first one, cannoli from Palermo, are usually garnished with candied cherries. Okay, in the center there, you can see the basic what's made of. Okay, in the middle, the cheese, the ricotti, and the fruit jelly. The next one, chopped pistachios. Okay, looks like the green stuff on the end. Cannoli from Catania are usually garnished Garnished. If you don't know the word garnished, you need to learn the word garnish. Garnish. Okay, garnish means to decorate, to add to. Okay, garnishments. It makes the food look good, look nice, look appetizing. Garnishments. Okay, Messina. Okay, cannoli from Messina with cocoa powder and hazelnuts. It's like chocolate. Cannoli. Well, cannoli. I'm saying it wrong. I don't speak Italian so well. Okay, you see all kinds of, the one here looks like the peach, looks like the apricot on the right side. And you got some, there's 4, there's 5, 6 together, all kinds of flavors of this. Okay, this is somewhat popular. You see it in Europe also. I lived in Germany for about 5 months. I think I remember this maybe. I thought it was German, but it's not. It's from Italy. Okay? Okay? Okay, here we got some holiday desserts. Okay? In France, French, a traditional French Christmas dessert. Bûche de Noël. Okay, bûche de Noël. Bûche de, well, bûche de Noël. It's French. In French, this means firewood baked on Christmas Eve. It's a dessert. It looks like a roll, because it is a roll. If you go to a bakery here in Korea, these look very familiar. You can always buy these kind of, looks like a cake, rolled cake, which it is. Okay, go to Paris Bakery here in Korea. These cakes, they look like rolled. They are rolled. Okay, but here this is a bûche de Noël, a French Christmas dessert. Okay, it's shaped and decorated to look as firewood log. Okay, made from sheets of sponge cake topped with mocha and chocolate buttercream, then rolled into a log shape and covered with buttercream. And yes, you can put all kinds of fruit jellied filling in there, whatever your heart's desire. Okay, then rolled into a long log shape, covered with buttercream. Lastly, it's garnished, decorated. It's garnished with meringue made from pasta, peanuts, mushrooms, and it's made to look as a tree, like a tree bark, like a tree log. Firewood. Well, Christmas, you usually put the firewood log into a fire. Think of the old days, 100 years ago. Well, this is how Christmas time in the winter people kept warm. So they made some kind of dessert that looks very similar to, bûche de Noël, Christmas. Something good. Okay, here's another dessert. Different name, different design, different making, or whatever. Cobbler. Cobbler is usually topped with batter or biscuits. Okay, it's like a jellied fruit, or cherry, or black cherry, apple, but it's usually covered with a biscuit or some kind of batter. Okay, instead of a crust. Okay, you use a spoon and just drop it on the top instead of spreading it even with a knife. No, you just drop it with a spoon and then bake. Okay, if it has a crust, it is called a crisp. Oh yeah. Okay, you have cobbler dessert and you have a crust dessert. They look almost exactly the same, but the cobbler the top is spooned on, whereas a crisp, it's usually the top is crispier. Okay, the name cobbler comes from it's sometimes cobbled texture. Looks like a stepping stones, maybe. Each spoonful, you get a different step. This way the filling whatever fruit can peek through. The cobbler, different stepping stones. Well, you can still see the fruit. What kind? Peach, cherry, plum and apricot, blackberry cobbler, apple cobbler. I think peach cobbler and apple cobbler is the most popular, probably. Sweet cherry when the cherries are available. Okay. Yep, got it. Hey. And another dessert, compote. Compote. Oh, compote. Compote. All it is fruits, different fruits, slowly cooked in a sugary syrup. Yes, sometimes it's spicy, but compote is just basic fruit cooked in a sugary syrup. Okay. During cooking, the fruit retains. Okay, you don't boil this whole thing, but well, it's a steamed dish. Okay, here, yeah, you can also use it as a steamed side dish. Okay, also a steamed dish, stew-like. It's almost like a soup thing if you overcook the fruit. Okay, compote. Compote. There's two meanings of this word. Be careful. This word also is a glass or silver candy dish. Okay, same pronunciation pretty much. Okay, blueberry compote, steamed blueberry compote, cherry compote, strawberry compote, peach compote, raspberry compote, whatever fruit. Okay, yes, it usually retains its sugary, sweet taste. So, okay, try this one. Kind of all you're doing is cooking the fruit with a little bit of sugar. Okay, sounds good. Put it on top of ice cream. Yes. Oh, one more dessert. This is a cake. It's a type of cake. Not usually birthday cake, but I guess you can make it a birthday cake if you want. This is called chiffon. 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 I've heard it both ways. Okay, both pronunciations actually. Depends what dictionary you look at. Okay, but chiffon cakes are made with both egg yolks and vegetable oil. Okay, egg yolk and vegetable oil. Well, it keeps the egg there. It keeps the cake, chiffon cake, very moist. Okay, very moist. It doesn't dry out when you're eating. It's not a dry taste. Okay, chiffon cakes are leavened, made to rise. When it's leavened, you have the batter for what makes the cake rise to a cake form. Okay, well, beaten eggs, whites, maybe. Okay, the egg yolks and vegetable oil ingredients together keep the cake moist. Yeah, here it is, soft and tender. Chiffon cakes were very popular decades. 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, decades ago. But these days, the butter cakes are served much more often, especially in restaurants. You see the butter cakes and coffee, butter cake and coffee. Okay, even snacks, little snacks, tasty cake, mostly butter cake and coffee. Coffee cakes are more common. Butter cakes nowadays. Chiffon cakes and angel food cake. Look at the blue, the bottom right. The cake is all white in the middle, in the center. Well, that's more of a angel food cake. Chiffon cakes and angel food cakes are always baked in a tube pan. What is a tube pan? Well, look at the picture. The common tube pan, that silver pan with the center tube. That's why they call it a tube pan. Okay, upside down pineapple cake. You make upside down pineapple cake in this kind of paste. Chiffon cakes in Angel are usually baked in a 2-cup for mostly looks. Orange and lemon flavor. These chiffon cakes are usually orange and lemon flavors. Okay, but yeah, of course, there's many other, of course. Okay, yeah, okay. And if you go to Baskin Robbins 31 flavor ice cream, well, this is the flavor that I like, Cherry Jubilee ice cream flavor. But there is a dessert called Cherries Jubilee. Jubilee. Okay, Jubilee is a celebration. Used to be in the Christian Bible. Every 7 years was the year of Jubilee. In the Christian Bible, the Jubilee, the year of Jubilee, everybody would pay back all the loans. All the loans were forgiven. The slaves would be freed. Blah, 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 blah. Cherries Jubilee. Well, of course, it has a lot of cherries. Usually it's made with a lot of ice cream. Ice cream, but it's not always ice cream. Sometimes just cake. It depends. Okay. Cherries Jubilee, a dessert made by topping vanilla ice cream with dark pitted cherries. Dark cherries. Okay, there's different cherries. Here you want dark cherries. Sauteed with sugar brandy or wine. Sauteed with sugar and brandy. Brandy is a wine kind of alcohol. Brandy is alcohol. Wine is alcohol. This mixture is often flamed at the table, a common festive dessert. Okay, in the bottom right, you can see the bowl of cherries. It looks like it's burning. Well, it's flamed at the table. A little, you put an alcoholic drink or wine over the cherries and then light the alcohol. Well, the alcohol will burn. Of course, the burning, it causes it causes the sugar to caramelize. To caramelize, well, that's what builds the taste. Okay. Cherries Jubilee is one of the easiest desserts to make and one of the best. Made with only a few ingredients, quick and easy sauce. Okay. Vanilla ice cream, a delightful ending to any meal. Cherries Jubilee is a delightful ending to any meal or the beginning of any celebration. No baking required. Well, it depends on how you do it. Okay, but you can cook. You can cook, not really boil. Cook the cherries for a little bit, then pour the cherries over the ice cream, maybe a little bit of alcohol, and light it. Cherry Jubilee is prepared, all on top of the stove, less than under 15 minutes. Okay, pretty easy to make, this one. And okay, here's another one of those things. Donuts. Are donuts a dessert? This Korean textbook, I don't know who wrote it, but well, yeah, it's got a name, but blah blah blah. Okay, here, candy. Candy, also called sweets in most of the world. Okay, in the UK it's called lollies, and confections at other places, other countries. Okay, candy, sweets, lollies, confections, basically the same thing. Okay. And of course, candy has sugar as its principal ingredient. The basic ingredient to make any candy is sugar. But also it's got like all kinds of different fruits. All kinds of fruits, of course. Peanuts, nougat, of course chocolate. What chocolate do you like? What's your favorite chocolate? I don't know. However, can candy be considered a dessert? What do you think? Most basic difference between candy or sweet. The basic difference between candy and desserts is the way and the place and when they are served or eaten. So, do you eat candy after dinner as a dessert? How many restaurants have you gone to with this candy as listed as a dessert on the restaurant menu? Have you seen any? Well, candies can be eaten anywhere, but desserts, on the other hand, desserts need to be savored and generally eaten after a meal. Okay, the Merriam-Webster Dictionary says a dessert is usually a sweet course or a sweet dish served at the end of a meal. Does that sound like candy? How many candies come in a dish? Well, yeah, you go to somebody's office, they might have a dish on their desk full of candy, but that's not a dessert. Okay. Merriam-Webster Dictionary says a dessert, a sweet course or a sweet dish served at the end of a meal. So, is candy a dessert? Aha. And one more dessert here. This is the last. Okay, sweet preparations. Sweet preparations, the same thing as desserts. Sweet preparations are desserts. Cassata. Cassata, a Sicilian Italian dessert. Cassata is molded from a round sponge cake. Okay? Cassata is molded, it's made. You put it in some bowl and, well, it's molded from a round, can be chocolate, sponge cake. Many cassata are chocolate. I don't know why. But, I don't know. The sponge cake is soaked with liquor. It's alcohol. The sponge cake is soaked with alcohol, then filled with sweetened ricotta, Italian cheese, and candied fruit. Sounds almost like a fruit cake. Fruit cake is a very common Christmas gift, Christmas dessert in Europe and North America. Okay, fruit cake. Okay, well, here also, cassata is candied fruit, same thing as a fruit cake. But the fruit cake, I did not put it here. Fruit cake is basically a real cake with all kinds of candied fruit in it. And the fruit cake is usually often square. Okay, I mean, looks like square log. Okay. Well, sweet ricotta cheese. Okay. Next, it is iced and decorated with other candied fruits. Okay, look at all these. It has all kinds of candied fruit on top. The candied fruit depends on how it's made. Sometimes it just tastes like plastic. You go to Paris Baguette, buy a cake that has some of this fruit stuff on, but the fruit on the Paris Baguette cakes, I don't know, to me it tastes like plastic. But whatever. It's supposed to be candied fruit. Okay, most common, okay, cassata is most common at Easter and at Christmas. Okay. Actually, this one I don't know if I've ever seen, but it's very similar. Very similar, looks like, to here in Korea, the bakery, Paris Baguette. Oh, too much like it. But it's not. Okay, got it? Yep. And this is last. This is it. This is final. Okay, your homework, your attendance. Do you want your attendance points? Well, if you do not send me a email with this homework, easy, short, easy homework. Just a short sentence as your answer. Well, if you don't send me an email, well, attendance points. That's 20 points at the end of the semester. You will miss 20 points if you do not send me email. Tell me from this video, tell me what is your favorite dessert. Okay, you can tell me a dessert from your country. You can tell me whatever. Okay, whatever. Just tell me some kind of dessert. What is your favorite dessert? Okay, example, write a sentence. My favorite dessert is blah 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 blah. Okay, this is my favorite dessert. Yes, is shoe fly pie. Okay, back in America, back in Pennsylvania, East Coast America, USA. Back home, it is easy to buy pieces of this. Look at the pictures here. Okay, you go to many 7-Eleven stores, you can buy a piece of shoe fly pie. Okay, Wixon, it used to be the common, but I guess they closed down. But there's still others. Okay, in Korea, I tell people I like shoe fly pie, but the Koreans, they think I'm joking because the name shoe fly. What, your shoe has a fly in it, or your shoe is flying? Shoe fly pie? Well, that's the German Dutch name, shoe fly pie. Okay, it has lots of molasses in, okay, and breaded on top. Okay, send me your answer. Here's the email. Send this email. Okay, shoe fly pie. What is your favorite dessert? Okay, send me email. Okay.
Come along.